Hello, and welcome to a new video. So today I'm just going to be talking about some affirmations and just general inspiration that I've been gaining recently. I'm in a pretty difficult season right now. Funny enough, am also feeling like the most inspired that I've ever felt. So I just wanted to share that with you. I have my journal and just taking notes of different things I see, different things I come across, and different thoughts I have to get inspired. So I'll also be doing some triggers while I talk just to relax and inspire you. So the first point I have is life is not coming at you, it's coming from you. Life is not coming at you, it's coming from you. And this is inspiring to me because sometimes it's easy to be very overwhelmed by life. It's so easy to get so overwhelmed. But you have to remember that your life and your decisions are coming from you. How you choose to respond to what life throws at you comes from within you. And this specifically came from an inspirational speaker on Instagram. I'll link him below. But I think I first heard it, Timothee Chalamet said this in an interview. And it's really went viral on TikTok, but I really love it. Okay, the second note I have, or thing I want to talk about, is if you're going to do big things, you cannot let the little stuff bother you. And that is really hard for me because I feel things very deeply. Like if it's a happy moment, I really feel that happiness. But if it's a painful moment, I really feel the pain. And that happens with the little things too. Like I really appreciate big things in life, but I also really can hone in on little things, just little stuff. So everyone has dreams. You have dreams, I have dreams. And if we want to accomplish our dreams, we can't let the little stuff bother us. And just building off this, there's another saying that's like, you can't let a bad moment define your whole day. That's really hard for me. If you're having moment after moment after moment of bad moments, you're like, how can I not let this define my day? But if we're gonna do big things, we can't sweat the small stuff as much. Because in fact, the small stuff might be preparing us for the big stuff. So if you can handle the little adversities, you are gaining strength and proving that you can handle the big blessings. Okay. There is a sound on TikTok, and it's Travis Scott, and it's like the new me back with the old you. And that just inspires me. And just that simple line, I feel like, has a lot of meaning, because we all have people in our lives that were very impactful for a season. You're very impactful for a season, but they're no longer here, or bridges burned, and they're not in this next season of yours. And even though that's really painful and it can be really hard, you want to become the new you. You want to grow out of that experience. You don't want to stay the same old you. So, they come back in a few years and nothing's changed. You've not moved. So that's just really inspiring to me, to cultivate the new me, the new someone, to keep building yourself. And the fact that they don't have to know. You can build your empire in silence. And building off this, if you're religious, God will vindicate you. I believe that you do not have to go out and seek your revenge. You don't have to go out and prove anything. God is going to vindicate you in His way, and His way is the best way. His plan is way better than our plan for ourselves and what we imagine for ourselves. So just trust that. Just trust that. Another piece of inspiration, I have found many speakers, successful people say, is that it's okay to go against the grain. It's okay to feel like you're not really relating, like you're not really quite fitting in, and that's okay. And a quote from Tyler, the Creator, kind of paraphrasing, is, as long as you like what you do and you like what you create, you look in the mirror every day and you say, I'm proud of that, I'm proud of the path I'm taking, it does not matter if other people like it. Like, it's scary to start anything like this ASMR channel. It's scary to start. It's scary to put yourself out there. But as long as you like what you're creating, then it doesn't matter the people who don't like it. Another quote is, your new life will cost you your old one. And that can be hard to accept sometimes, because in every season of our life, there's pieces that we appreciate. There's moments we are nostalgic of. There's people we're nostalgic of. But again, that's your old life. And if you're trying to move to new things, new frequencies, a new life, then you're going to have to give up some of the stuff in your old life, whether that's connections, old people, old connections, old habits. It's gonna have to go. And that's really hard. The transition is really hard. But that is where the change is going to happen. And that's when you're going to start leveling up and leveling up and leveling up. A quote from Kevin Hart is to get up every day. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position. But you mentally know you're trying and trying and trying. That's the real grind. That's the real grind. So it's one thing to wake up every day in the same place, but you've given up. But if you're continually trying, and you're continually trying, and you're not giving up, the grind is gonna pay off. So I really love that quote by him. A quote by Kanye West is, people focus too much on the past. We focus too much on regret. And he says, just place a thought out there, right or wrong, and see what happens. See what happens when you place a thought out there. Going back to the speakers on Instagram, and I'll link them. I'll mention them below. One quote I really like is, keep stacking days. Keep stacking days. Keep stacking days, because that's where the results are going to add up. That can be hard when the days feel very monotonous. You feel like you're not moving, like Kevin Hart said. But keep stacking the days. Another quote I like is that blessings can actually feel like struggle and adversity and burdens in the moment. And it's not until we reach our next level up, our next season, that we really realize that that struggle and that adversity was the blessing. And God may not be giving you something right now because you're not ready yet. You still have something you need to learn. You still have something that needs to happen before you're able to handle that blessing. I'm a Christian, and my favorite part of my religion is Jesus. I love Jesus, and I just love hearing everything he said. Like, all his words, everything he said on earth is so valuable. And there's something in the book of Matthew called the Beatitudes, which is basically every sentence Jesus said starts with blessed are. And I pulled out this old Bible we have in our house the other day, and instead of saying blessed are, the Beatitudes were translated to happy are. And that kind of changed my perspective, because I'm like, what is the definition of happiness to Jesus? And he said happy are the humble. So he didn't say happy are the rich, the egotistical, the rich and famous. He said happy are the humble. He says happy are the mourning. Are you mourning something right now? Are you mourning someone? Well, Jesus says you are blessed. Jesus says you are happy, because despite that suffering, you will be rewarded. Will be rewarded. He says, blessed are the meek and the lowly. The meek and the lowly. Wouldn't you think the most confident person in the room is the happiest? He is going to protect and provide for the meek and the lowly. He says, happy are those who long to be just and good. It doesn't mean you are all the time, but you long to be. In your heart, you long to be. He says, happy are the kind, the merciful. It can be hard to be kind and merciful when you feel yourself are drowning and struggling. But that is who Jesus says is happy. Those with pure hearts, those who strive for peace, and those who are persecuted for your beliefs. He says you're blessed, you're happy. So it's kind of ironic, like everything we hold up to value on earth is not what happiness truly is. Some general sayings is adversity is opportunity. How can you take the hard time you're in and turn it into an opportunity? How can this moment in your life actually be an opportunity? Rejection is redirection. So hard to hear because rejection is so painful and it's so heartbreaking, whether it's relationally or just in the world. Lots of rejections, but it's redirection. You're not meant to be with that person. You're not meant to be at that job. You're not meant to be at that school. It is redirecting you to the place you are truly meant to be. And maybe it's redirecting you to a place for now that's not the best, but it is where that place is going to take you to the next level. It's going to take you to the next level. Last thing, the most recent book I've read in the Bible was Matthew. And the last thing that really kind of spoke to me was judgment, because that's something I struggle with, and I think that's something a lot of people struggle with. And I just mean judgment, just comparing yourself, comparing your story, comparing to other people. But the thing is, we all struggle with different things. So just because, say you're judging someone for struggling with a certain hardship, but you're only judging them because you personally don't struggle with that hardship. And they might be judging you for the same thing. They're like, why do they struggle with that? But it's because they are not struggling with it. So the famous verse from Matthew is, why worry about a speck in the eye of a brother when you have a board in your own? And like, low-key, the Bible is funny sometimes, because like, what is that quote? A board in my eye. Like, it's kind of ironic, but it's true. We just have to worry about our own struggles, and we cannot judge people for theirs. Cannot judge people for theirs. So I just want to go back to a previous note. Life is not coming at you, it's coming from you. And I hope this video both relaxed and inspired you. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.